Okay, so let's get right into it. A recent academic paper dropped an idea that sounds, well, just completely impossible on its face. A capitalist road that leads to communism.
I know, right? It sounds like a total paradox. These two systems are like historical arch enemies. But what's so fascinating is this argument that suggests, not only is it possible, but the very thing that makes capitalism, that relentless, unstoppable drive for efficiency, might already be pushing us down that path.
But first, hold on. We have to be super clear about what we mean here. When this paper says communism, it is not talking about the Soviet Union or other 20th century states. Nope. It's going way back to Karl Marx's original kind of utopian endgame, a society with so much stuff, so much material abundance, that the whole idea of working for a wage just fades away. He called it a realm of freedom.
So, you might be asking, why on earth are we digging up this old theory now? What makes it so relevant today? Well, it really boils down to two gigantic forces that are completely reshaping our world as we speak. First, you've got the automation revolution. We're talking about AI and robotics that are getting ready to basically eliminate a huge number of jobs. And second, there's this stubborn problem of rising inequality, where wealth just keeps pooling at the very top with the owners of capital, not the people doing the work.
And this quote, wow, it really gets to the heart of the fear, doesn't it? The old critique of capitalism was always about being exploited, but the economist Joan Robinson absolutely nailed this very modern anxiety. What if the real problem isn't being exploited, but being useless, economically irrelevant? That's the future that mass automation hints at, a world where the economy just might not need most of us anymore.
So, if that's the cliff we're heading towards, how do we avoid going over it? Let's talk about the core mechanism that the paper suggests could help us navigate this tricky future.
The engine that could power this whole transition is an idea you've probably heard a lot about lately: unconditional basic income, or UBI. It's a really straightforward concept. The government gives every single citizen a regular, guaranteed check with absolutely no strings attached.
Now, in this model, UBI isn't just a safety net. It's actually doing two really important things at once. First, it provides a basic economic floor so people can survive as jobs disappear. But second, and this is the really clever part, it acts like a kind of societal adjustment knob. As the UBI payment goes up, people can afford to work less, so they voluntarily reduce the supply of labor to match the fact that there's less demand for it. It to be the very thing that saves us from mass involuntary unemployment.
Okay, this is where things get really interesting. The paper actually ran a simulation of this whole transition, and it shows that we're going to face a massive choice, a literal fork in the road between two totally different ways to get to this post-work world.
We could take what they call the slow road, where we try to make technology help the human workers who are left, making them super productive. Or we could take the fast road, where we just let her rip and let automation replace humans as fast as it possibly can.
And this table shows you just how counterintuitive the choice is. After 51 years, you can see the fast road has basically wiped out all human labor. But look at the slow road. There's still a good amount of work being done, but the basic income is actually higher. Think about that. The big takeaway is that by keeping human labor valuable and productive for longer, society can generate more wealth and actually afford a more generous and stable transition for everyone.
This choice between a slow and a fast road, it's not just about economics and policy. It cracks open a much bigger, much deeper philosophical question about how we even dare to imagine the future.
See, the really crucial point here is that this debate stops being about economic models pretty quickly, and it becomes about our collective imagination. It's about the kind of futures we're willing to consider, and the ones we're just too afraid to even think about.
The scholar Matthew Flisfetter put it perfectly. He said that our culture, our movies, our books, we seem to find it way easier to imagine the end of the world, asteroids, zombies, climate collapse, than to imagine a world that just operates on a different system than the one we have now. There's this deep fear of what comes next that kind of paralyzes us.
And that leaves us with this final, really provocative thought to chew on. Do we look at a future without work as a terrifying threat, as communism and the end of the world as we know it? Or, in a world of runaway automation and inequality, is imagining a world beyond wage labor the only thing that can save us from the crises we're creating? Is it maybe communism or the end of the world?